Mobilizing Johor towards a smart state where innovation meets urbanization. Ladies and gentlemen, to kick off our first program for Johor Smart City Forum today, it will be the high-level dialogue. And without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have great topics: accelerating public sector digitalization and digital economy in smart cities, which will be shared by our distinguished panelists. But before that, I would like to invite all of our audience to use your mobile phone now and join us in at our slido.com. Just scan the QR code to participate, and we welcome any question or doubts from our audience that you wish to raise to our speakers. So without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, now it gives me my great pleasure now to invite our moderator this morning. He is the Director General of PLANMalaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands and welcome Yang Berusaha Town Planner, Dr. ALIAS RAMELI. And we will also like to invite all our panelists, our invited speakers, to come up on stage to take their place. Please welcome. Well, the stage is yours. I'll leave it to Yang Berusaha Town Planner, Dr. ALIAS RAMELI, Director General of PLANMalaysia, to conduct the first forum. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good morning. Once again, welcome to Johor Smart City Forum 2023. Alhamdulillah, my deepest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala. With His grace and permission, we are gathered here this morning for high-level dialogue, accelerating public sector digitalization and digital economy in the overall agenda of smart cities. Thank you to the State Government of Johor for giving the opportunity to be the moderator for this session. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, certainly we have to accept that we are now in the era of the age of digitalization. The fourth industrial revolution, 4IR, is already upon us. The global economy is being fundamentally transformed as we speak by breakthroughs in technology cutting across the physical, digital, and biological worlds. And emerging technologies, for instance, from AI, machine-to-machine, M2M, IoT, IoET, Internet of Everything, are changing the way the world, the government service operates. And to promote digital economy, from the perspective of economic, social activities, and the federal government has taken initiative to promote the Mind Digital, that initiative to transform Malaysia into a high-income nation that focus on digitalization. Ladies and gentlemen, certainly the acceleration of public sector digitalization and the development of a thriving digital economy are crucial for the success of smart city agenda. And public sector involve adopting innovative digital solutions, implementing smart governance system, establishing digital infrastructure, and enhancing citizen engagement through online platform and data-driven services. And according to the Malaysia Productivity Corporation, MPC, on the digital application by state in 2021, the level of digital service in Johor is currently at 50.71%. But the utilization rate by users is only about 39.1% for local authorities and 23.4% for district land office. So this statistic shows that there is a room for improvement, in particular for the state of Johor, to identify, to accelerate the digital transformation, especially with regards to public sector digitalizations, in realizing digital economy and also from the sector of a smart city. So for global comparisons, based on UN e-Government Survey 2022, Denmark has the highest EGDI value and the rank #1 in the world. Why Malaysia still ranked at number 53? Another index, Locals Online Service Index, LOSI, also carried out by UN, identified that Berlin has the highest score, while Kuala Lumpur ranked at number 70. So we have no choice and need to improve our digital transformation, especially in public service and digital economy for the benefit of the people or the rakyat. So to begin this session, let me introduce our distinguished panelists. Our first panel, Yang Berhormat Datuk Haji Mohammed Ridha bin Datuk Haji Abdul Kadir. He was appointed as Johor Deputy State Secretary Development on January 2nd, 2021, and has served 30 years experience serving in the Johor Civil Service, graduated from UTM with a master degree on technology management. And our second panelist, Yang Besar Engineer Dr. Karl is a Vice President of Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC. So he has served 26 experience in the government, ICT, and manufacturing sector. And the third speaker, technologist Ahmad bin Hamdan, began his career in the telecommunication industry in 2000 with Maxis. And he is one of the IT expert with over 20 years of experience in IT service management, and now serves as Chief Technology Officer of Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation, SDEC, or SDEC. And the fourth panelist, Yang Berusaha Technologist, Dr. Raslan bin Ahmad, Senior Vice President of Malaysian Industry Government Group for High Technology, MIC. So Dr. Raslan has a PhD in Science Policy and Technology Management or Policy Research in Science, Engineering and Technology from the University of Manchester. Is it the friends of the Red Devils? Yes, Dr. Raslan? So he is the Senior Vice President of MIC and Chairman of Malaysia Smart Cities Alliance Association, MSCA. And last but not least, yang berbahagia, Datuk Haji Muhammad Noorazam bin Datuk Haji Osman, Mayor of Johor Bahru City Council. So with 30 years experience serving as Administrative Officer in the Johor State Civil Service, yang berbahagia Datuk Haji Muhammad Noorazam is currently the 30th Mayor of Johor Bahru. So our session today will take around 1 hour 20 minutes. So we have 3 rounds, and every round the panelists will be given only 4 minutes. So we try our best to make sure that the organizer can prepare for the next session. And now we go to the first round that discuss about the definition and understanding generally, fundamentally, about the smart city, about the public sector digitalization, and also about the smart economy or digital economy. But I will start from the federal perspective. Dr. Karl, how will you define the concept of public sector, of digitalization, and its significance to the context of smart cities? Please.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me just quickly define what is digitization. Public sector digitization refer to the process of integrating different tools Technology could be solution to deliver operation excellence, services, and the governance of different services in various different levels, be it at the federal level, state level, at the council level. It requires the integration of various different systems and solutions, including data, to deliver an outcome, which is services to the citizen. It could be services to the businesses, as well as services within the government sector, right? In order to deliver this, we need to use the right technology, the latest technology, for example, the cloud technology, AI, data, and so forth, so that we're able to make informed decision making, as well as to deliver better services to the citizen. At the same time, to get feedback from the citizen and businesses in terms of the government delivery. Why this is important? Number one, we need to increase service delivery, the efficiency of service delivery from the government to the citizen. Number two, costs, right? The good thing about digital is ability to replicate the services at a fraction of the cost. And by using digitalization, the government is able to reach out to more numbers of businesses and citizens at a more cost-effective manner. Lastly, it's about efficiency, right? By having a digitalization process, the citizen and businesses are able to do a lot of their activities within their home, and that reduces the need to operate counters, for example, right? Yeah. So those are the reasons why this is important. And it's also in line with the government direction when it comes to the targets on My Digital, right? So the aspiration is to make Malaysia a high-income nation where we will adopt digital technology for efficiency and creating new value and jobs to the businesses and citizens, right? So this is why digitalization is important, and it's key that we will continue to drive this so that our country can become a high income nation in the future.
Okay, thank you, Karl. Now shift to yang berbagi Datuk Ridha. From the angle perspective of state of Johor, how do you define public service digitalization and its relationship with the development of the agenda of smart city, in particular for the state of Johor? Please, Dato.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you for having me here. It is a great pleasure to be here today with all of you. First of all, I would like to congratulate PLANMalaysia at Johor for organizing this Johor Smart City Forum 2023. This forum is timely as Johor moves forward to become a developed state by 2030. As per 2021, we have a steady GDP growth, we have a stable government, and we also have efficient public service. Digitalization within the state government of Johor has actually already started way back in 1984 when the first computer service unit, or known as Unit Perkhidmatan Komputer Negeri Johor, established under the purview of the State Secretary Office. And this unit was responsible for IT-related services, and they serve as a data center for systems developed within the government agencies. Among departments benefited from this establishment were the State Secretary Office for Housing, State Treasury, Land and Mines Office, and also district land offices. In 2021, the unit was renamed to what we know now as ICT at Johor. And currently, ICT at Johor manage IT projects and offering a wide range of related services throughout the government agencies, providing trainings and doing some research. It is in the same year when Malaysia Digital Economy Blueprint, which was launched when it highlights the importance of achieving 80% target in government sector services by 2025 to transform Malaysia into a digitally driven economy, high-income nation, and regional leader in digital economy. And now we talk about smart city. When we talk about smart city, the first thing comes in our mind is internet, online, application. It's about going digital. And by going digital, meaning that anything can be done anywhere at any time. Everything is just under our fingertips. Ladies and gentlemen, based on a survey done by the team of Johor Smart City Blueprint 2030, from 48 government agencies, over 73% of the agencies have already offered digital application services through web-based systems or mobile application. Of course, a smart city places people as its top priority, and Johor Smart City Blueprint 2030 has been carefully thought with people in mind. So, in the context of a smart city framework, public service digitalization can be defined as digitalizing government services to become more efficient, thus meeting public expectations. One of the examples that I can give today is the introduction of e-payment system in Johor. The e-payment system starts as early as in 2008 as a pilot project and was officially launched in 2009. And since then, the system has undergone numerous upgrading, and from 21st of October 2021, it is rebranding as Johor Pay. With Johor Pay, public can pay their quick rent assessment fees anywhere at any time, and it also includes services like payments for halal certification, permit and export coupon under the land administration, and also payment for government housing scheme. So that's it. Moderator, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dato, Ridha. I now shift to Dr. Raslan from MIC. Can you explain generally the benefit of smart partnership and its relevance to accelerate public sector digitalization and fostering the digital economy in the context of smart city? God bless.
Thank you, Moderator. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning all. First and foremost, thank you for this opportunity. We are from MIC. MIC stands for Malaysian Industry Government Group for High Technology. We believe with the partnership spirit in implementing or doing the planning of the not just the digital but also in the context of smart city. As a partnership organization, we fully believe we need cooperation by all sectors, from public, private, civil society, academia, and so on. So in delivering the services for the rakyat, we need adopt and adapt a partnership as a model for us to follow through our interests, our agenda, our vision, because we cannot in silo anymore. We need to collaborate. We need to work together in implementing and delivering our public good for the citizen. So in this context, if you're talking about digital, smart city and so on, this only can be delivered if we can bring everybody under one common agenda. So that's where common agenda for all is ingredient, very important element to ensure the complementary aspect of the public, the private, and also the civil society in meeting our needs. Same thing, we can see everybody have their own strength. The public, the private have their own strength in terms of supporting the common agenda. For example, of course, we are good in terms of delivery of our public services through the government. But we need to also ensure the private sector also play some role and then complement whatever been done by the public sector. So under this spirit, we are always promoting what we call public-private partnership as an approach in implementing digital or smart city. We need to bring the industry and the academia together with us. We need to see how they can add value to our interests, bringing additional capital, funding, the entrepreneur spirit, and also the experience on best practices where they have the knowledge, they have the technology, they have the right solution to help our public sector. So working together between public and private is critical in terms of not just in implementing, but also in the planning stage. We in mind always believe we need to bring the industry and the academia and the civil society from the beginning, from the planning stage up to the implementation and the follow-through. Because otherwise we are still, in silo and then rely too much within our own resources, which is we should able to bring others in terms of not just from technology per se, but also to bring the financial, the technological, and also the other factor as part of realization of our digital and also smart city. These are a few messages I want to share. I'm also representing the Malaysia Smart City Alliance, where we bring industry together with us to complement the federal, the state, the local government level to not just in the implementation, but also the planning and also the monitoring aspect. Because without that collaborative arrangement between the public, private, and the community sector, I don't think we can realize our agenda. Thank you. I'll stop here. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Raslan. I'll shift to the technologist Ahmad land. So I think Sarawak also quite advanced in terms of the digitalization and also work on the smart city agenda. And can the technologist Ahmad land explain or describe briefly the role and importance of public sector digitalization in the context of overall development, growth of Sarawak in particular? Please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to ladies and gentlemen. Okay. The Sarawak government has been very concerned with the pressing problems in the several domains such as living, economy, environment, government, and digital infrastructure faced in our cities and towns in Sarawak. It will also aim to cushion the impact of the pandemic via its initiatives and the use of relevant digital technologies and the infrastructure. The smart city journey begins with the required knowledge, commitment, and passion, and it's not just about adopting and adapting technologies, but also bringing all communities, as in be in ordinary people, business communities, institutions of learning, government, and other entities in all levels of the society, together on the journey to make Sarawak a better place to live in. The smart city is an ongoing journey along. We expect cities and towns in Sarawak to excel to a higher level of smartness and improve the quality and standard of living relating to safety, security, health, cleanliness, convenience, mobility, efficiency, income, resilience from difficulties by exploiting the most relevant technology and infrastructure. Smart city is the way forward where digital initiatives are integrated in all aspects of the society's economy and living activities. It was and continues the talk of the town. Public sector digitalization will enable processes to be transformed to deliver advanced solutions in a seamless, efficient manner. It's an effort to speed up the digital transformation. It is crucial for the public sectors to emphasize on inclusivity, to engage on various stakeholders, such as entrepreneurs, academics, researchers, non-government organizations, and citizens or rakyat in achieving the best results that do not marginalize any part of the society. Overall, the public sector digitalization will ensure the society enjoys better economics and social outcome through improvement in income status, equitable economic opportunities, higher productivity, greater and fast access to public service and infrastructure, as well allow timely to anticipation and prevention of potential future challenges. The strategy is to develop and implement the enablers, especially the necessary digital infrastructure, talents, platforms, and good governance. Lastly, it is also crucial to successfully introduce the impactful initiatives, especially on open data and efficient fintech solutions. Open standards such as application programming interface or API to open data and digital infrastructure will allow data-driven and service innovation to be contributed by all parties at the same time, remain being regulated and strategically focused. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Technologist Ahmad. Now we give to Dato Mohammed Noorazam. Normally the burden go to the local authorities. At the federal level, state level, I will clip from MDEC, discuss from federal and state perspective. But at the end, the people who works for Smart City agenda is the local authority. And now, Dato, what you understand about the public sector, local authority sector on the digitalizations, and also probably within the framework of the Smart City agenda. You are pleased, Dato.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I know it's always the biggest challenge for me to become the last speaker in the first round of a forum. This is where I have to actually be listening to each and everyone's points and actually try to apply to what I'm trying to say. Where I come from, I represent the ground level. Being the local authority, we are not at 30,000 feet. We are down at ground zero, facing the public, and we get the biggest complaints from the public. And I think in times like this, I think you were mentioning just now, Mr. Moderator, that public's expectation needs to be increased. People expect for us to become efficient. And I think in approaching smart city concept, we must first look back at ourselves. Are we really smart? Are we ready? Are we really creating smart people within our organization to face the public, which actually puts a lot of expectation in getting efficient services? So in order to look at that, I think MBJB or I represent other PBTs as well. We actually have to look internally first to establish procedures, giving out services, which actually starts with trying very hard to get an end-to-end digitalization services, which we can give it out to the public. Being a government department, even though we are local authority, we are also a government department, we are actually bogged down by a lot of circulars, acts, which actually only allows us to do things manually. The biggest challenge we face is actually how to convert being a manual way of doing things into digitalizing and actually giving out the output that people expect us to deliver. So that is to us a very important point that needs to be addressed when addressing and making us a smart city. For MBJB, we believe in public-private partnership, and of course, we add on one more element which is important, which is the people. In approaching our smart city concept, being people-centric is key. Understanding the needs of the public and how to address and become efficient to deliver what we need to do as a local authority. And of course, everyone was asked to do a smart city action plan based on the vision of 2030 to become Johor, to become a developed state. And we are doing it thoroughly. We are making sure that we focus a lot on 5 main pillars, which is digital infrastructure, which to us is key. We cannot have, we expect to have internet, but we don't have the speed that we want. New technology, digital governance, economy, industrial, digital talent, and the citizens that's being exposed to digitalization. So I do take a point from our friend from MDEC mentioning just now, interfacing tools of governance. This is the part where we try to see how, being a local authority, we can interface. Because this is about using the tools of digitalization to deliver to the public in terms of sharing of information and breaking barriers between departments, between internal departments, and also external departments within Johor Bahru or within an area that we govern in. That is to us key in efficiency, and I do take the word collaboration. This is also another key thing before we really become a full smart city. We have to actually eradicate all these differences for all of us to collaborate, not just externally between departments, but also internally in terms of our procedures and sharing of information. So that basically explains my role as a local authority, which gets the biggest complaint from the public, and how to address things, and how do we convert ourselves from being a manual environment into a smart environment. That is key to us. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Okay, thank you, Dato Muhammad Noorazam. We are so sorry, and we appreciate the role of local authorities, not only in Johor, but also in other localities in Malaysia, on services, good services, the quality services give to the public. And now we go to the second round that discuss about the issues and challenges of implementing the smart city in broad, but public digitalization sector in particular. And now, once again, Dr. Karl, what are the key challenges and obstacles that faced by the public sector in accelerating digitalization, especially at the national level?
Okay, thank you. So as I mentioned earlier on, there's the government aspiration to look at the digital economy to contribute 25.5% of the economy by the year of 2025. At the same time, in terms of the government perspective, 100% of the government servants need to be digitally savvy. At the same time, there's an online end-to-end service delivery which needs to be met, online payment and so forth, right? So one of the key obstacles is, number one, it's the skills, right? Digital skills. So if you look at across, it's not just the IT people and digital people needs to be equipped with the latest technology, but at the same time, the users themselves, be it at the government level, and also even at the business level, because when you have a services, you need people to use the services. So therefore, the SME digitization, it also plays an important role, right? So we have a 700,000 target for the SME to be digitized under My Digital, right? So that's also play an important role to digitize not just the government, upskill our SME as well. So that's number one. Number two, it's the adoption of different sectors of digital innovation and solutions that needs to be accelerated. So not just the government sector, but you look at across different sectors, like digital tourism, digital services, the trade, e-commerce side of things, health, and so forth. So under Malaysia Digital, which is the next phase of Multimedia Super Corridor, we focuses a lot in trying to promote the adoption of 9 promoted sectors, which I mentioned earlier on. That's number 2. Number 3 is infrastructure and connectivity. That remains a challenge. No doubt in urban areas, the connectivity is good through various different government initiatives like Jendela and so forth, right? But rural area remains an issue. My colleague from Sarawak Development Economic Corporation mentioned that they're doing a lot of infrastructure connectivity projects in the rural area. That needs to be accelerated so that we're able to reduce the digital divide, right? Next is the data, the sharing of data, interoperability between different applications, right? This remains a problem because if you want to be truly smart, all the data needs to be together. You're able to access this data so that you're able to make better informed decision making by looking at various different data. At the same time, provide similar services so that a citizen doesn't need to go to Department A, Department B, Department C in different locations or portals to get these services. Instead, all they need to do is to go to a single window to be able to get these services. And that is powered by sharing of data. And this is enabled through policy, process, infrastructure, and also the skills of the people as well. Right? So that it's another challenges. I think final challenges, it's, how do we enable public-private partnership using the right model? No doubt digitization requires a huge cost to the government. And to be able to digitize everything, it's nearly impossible without the participation from the private sector. So the question here is, how do we create a fair and sustainable partnership between private and public, whereby we are able to accelerate this digitization, but able to do it in a more cost-effective manner, right? No doubt, in terms of the supply, there's quite a number of supplies. We have a lot of companies through our Malaysia digital status. We have more than 4,000, 5,000 companies, right? But we need to get more of them to get involved in this public sector digitization so that you're able to move forward and to accelerate this, and so that you're able to meet the targets of My Digital and our aspiration to be a digital nation.
Okay, thank you, Karl. And Dato' Ridha, the first round you have explained about the importance of digitalization, the context of our housing management, land administration, while we have the system, the web. And now probably, I think the state also have a challenge, some challenges implementing public sector digitalization initiative from the other initiative, including land initiative or housing initiative and other initiatives.
Let us look at financial resources because we want to implement a smart city initiatives in Johor. We all know that smart initiatives implementation requires heavy financial investment. This includes technology adoptions, risk mitigation, infrastructure, training, skills, and also talent. Let us look at the state level. ICT at Johor is the one responsible for these ICT-related projects. And let us see how much allocation has been given to ICT at Johor. It is in the budget book, and it is being tabled at the State Legislative Assembly. So let us look at the year 2019. ICT at Johor development budget was allocated at 10 million ringgit. How about in 2020? It is reduced to 8 million ringgit. And then in 2021, increased by 13.8 million ringgit. In 2022, reduced again to 10.6 million. And what's about 2023? It is just about 7.2 million. So for the past 5 years, it is just about 1%, the most 1.6% of the total state development budget given to ICT at Johor. This means that the smart city initiatives is no longer a state-driven. It must be championed at the highest level, which is from the federal government. We need help because not much we can allocate with a very small development expenditure over the years. The second one is interagency data integration. Research shown that only 66.7% had internal data integration within agencies. And around 93% of agencies support data integration within Johor government. So, surveys also shows that only 41.7% implement open data policy, while 58.3% does not implement data policy. So the problem now is to look into how we can solve this problem. Some of the issues needed administrative issues that need being tackled within the administration. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Dato, Ridha. And now shift to Mike, Dr. Raslan. So generally, Mike quite advanced in terms of the sharing about the agenda of smart city at the international level. And probably you also have experience, not only in Malaysia, from other countries. And what generally challenges that hinders the progress of smart partnership? One of the main points in the overall agenda of smart city in the context of Malaysia that at the end will give obstacle to the growth of digital economy, in particular in the context of Malaysia. Dr. Raslan.
Thank you. I want to go back to one of the key elements or critical success factor in planning, implementing, and also delivering the smart city in our country. Back to funding and also financing model. Because we need the alternative funding and financing model for helping the government and also the PBT in terms of realizing the smart city agenda. We need to go beyond public sector traditional procurement way doing things because there are so limitations based on that. So in mind, we are exploring a couple of alternative financing models in terms of helping the PBT and the state and also the government in realizing the smart city. Example, lately we also working closely with the multilateral agency like UNIDO, UNDP and so on because they also provide best practices in terms of the financing model in terms of realizing the smart city initiative in our country. For example, in the state of Malacca, we currently implementing what we call Smart Grid project together with UNIDO and also the state with the cooperation of Tenaga Nasional Berhad and also a couple of PBT. That's where the funding not necessary from local. Sometimes we need to tap the multilateral agency or our international partner. That's one example. Second, as I mentioned, we need to go beyond traditional public sector procurement idea because there are a lot of red tape or challenges in implementing based on that model. So we need to have some creative model where we allow the private sector to get involved, injecting additional capital or funding into our implementation. That's where PFI always been adopted. Not only that, we need to also encourage the private sector to absorb and take the risk together with the public sector. We need to also empower the community, the citizen, to also take up some of the role in terms of implementation and realize whatever we have in our Smart City Action Plan. Through this, multiple stakeholder collaborative arrangement, include the funding, the infra, the regulatory aspect, that perhaps can complement and enhance our initiative. That's element I need to stress on the funding and financing model. Second, back to building trust among the citizens in adopting technology. I think we are lucky enough because of the COVID turned to positive, where adoption of our technology, our digital getting better and rapid, and then easily confidence level of our society getting better. And then I still recall in the past, like the payment through e-commerce, little bit, skeptical. But lately, everybody moving toward that. Cashless is become the daily activities. And then the trust among the supplier, the logistic value chain now getting improved. This is a positive sign among our society. So again, we need to moving toward new thing in terms of managing our smart city agenda in our country. we cannot just, we can't rely on the old model. We need to venture and take some risk together between the public and the private sector in terms of venturing new methodology, in terms of adopting technology, and last or not least, back to the governance. Because we need new model of governance in terms of managing new initiative in the context of smart city or digital. That's my two elements I want to stress: new funding and financing model, and also back to the governance and also the building trust among citizens in technology. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Raslan. And now shift to Sarawak Technology Samadlan. So Sarawak is quite big. It's bigger than Semenanjung, Malaysia. So the job will be more tough compared than Semenanjung. And yes, Samadlan has discussed broadly about the digitalization agenda by Sarawak. And now shift to on how to enhance the transparency and efficiency in the context of Sarawak that you face with the situation of rural areas, probably bigger than the city areas. Please.
Thank you, Moderator. Mr. Moderator. Okay. The Kuching Smart City Master Plan is which is aligned with the Sarawak Digital Economy Strategy 2018 to 2022, which was introduced back in 2017. Okay. The 8 economic sectors and the 7 enablers of the strategy documents covers the 7 major components of the Malaysia Smart City Framework. Okay. Yes, talking about the common standard are very important for the interoperability. However, unlike before, most technology standards today adapt to the open concept and all capability of providing application programming in interface or API, which means one particular technology product can be easily interoperate with another technology product via open standard. This will allow concurrent and distributed development of technology products by different vendors, which means one particular technology products can be easily interoperate with, with another technology products via open standard. Okay. With open standards and API, technical integration among these technology products will not be an issue. In order to guide the development of smart cities throughout Sarawak, with Kuching as the focal point, Kuching Smart City Master Plan was developed with the operating system concept in mind. Common components can be developed once and be used many times and in multiple use cases. Over time, these building blocks with standard design lead to faster development life cycle, lower total costs, and data can be pooled, organized, analyzed, and shared. This will enable the creation of more services and products, startups, improve decision making via generation of information, accurate insight, and prediction. The Kuching Smart City Master Plan also maps out projects to develop component systems of the core operating systems. That is the hardware and the shared services for the year 2021 to 2025. The implementation plan will include private sectors, communities, and other government agencies from 2022 onwards to enhance the ecosystem 2022 and beyond. This is a strategy to promote synergy, collaboration, and ownership of services towards betterment of society and economy. But perhaps the general challenges would be the changes in regulatory frameworks and policy. risk management such as privacy and consumer protection, decision making that would also meet the needs of present and future generations without compromising the economics, social, and desired outcomes, cost implications, and deepening the digital inequality if the state government takes for granted the importance of digital adoptions both among urban and rural society. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Technologist Ahmad. And now shift to Dato Muhammad Noorazam. We have discussed about the key success factors. And I said before that most of the duty is the duty of local authority. And we believe with your vision, one day to reach the smart cities for, especially for Johor Bahru. But now smart city is ongoing process. What are the key challenges faced by Johor Bahru? Dato.
Thank you, Moderator. I think let's note one point here. Johor Bahru being Johor Bahru as the gateway state of Malaysia, we sit next to Singapore, a country which claims to become the #1 smart city in the world. And let's look at ourselves where we are at this point. So when talking about challenges, of course, Johor Bahru, we are just not alone in front of as a gateway owner. We are actually together with Iskandar Puteri. We have another Bandaraya, Iskandar Puteri, another Bandaraya which is Pasir Gudang, as well as Kulai, which actually has its own airport, and of course JPO. Of course, Johor Bahru, we don't have JPO. But all these 4 PBTs, we share common problems. We share common problems, and the most important thing which has been mentioned by Dato Ridha just now is about budgeting. It's about being sure to use application systems which does not work at our level. It's very important for us, in this case, to establish our own way of looking at what is relevant to the public, but find one common platform which integrates as a single window to get to the public, for public to actually enjoy what sort of smart services we can offer. But before we get to that, I think it's very important also to look at how do we get on common ground between PBTs. I'm talking in the context of Greater Johor Bahru here. Meaning to say, we should have an understanding with Iskandar Puteri, Pasir Gudang, Kulai, on what kind of uniform charges, for example, on parking that we can actually use. You don't expect people to park in Johor Bahru and then they cannot park in Iskandar Puteri, which is seamless in terms of border. So we should have one common parking system. We should have one common submission for OSC. At this point, we have this OSC online, but it's still a digital manual kind of thing. You still to submit online, but you still have to have a manual kind of thing. We should go into look at the legal framework on how to go about doing digital signing, which to me is key. I personally, as a mayor, I sign thousands of documents every week. And that has actually taken a lot of my time away from doing what I'm supposed to do. But we can actually look at the legal framework, how to legalize digital signing on plans, approvals, license. I think that will cut short a lot of time in terms of process for public to enjoy. And this needs to actually be a concerted effort coming from the federal level, state level, as well as PBT level, for us to sit down, form a task force or something, for us to understand what needs to be done to really become very smart. I'm putting myself here, Johor Bahru, next to a #1 smart city in the world. They claim to be smart city in the world. But of course, we cannot just sit down doing nothing. We have to bring ourselves nearer. And I think being the center of investment for Johor, Johor Bahru, the Greater Johor Bahru, we have about 2 million population, which is about 50% of Johor. And in terms of investment numbers, I think most of the numbers are concentrated in the south of Johor, which is in Johor Bahru. So this is where we have to actually really see the importance of how we should become more friendly to the people, to put our differences aside, sharing of information, to establish smart city, to establish safe city, to establish whatever smart initiative that we need to do, and to make it easy for people to deal with us. I was attracted to the, I think, points mentioned just now about people who comes with a manual documents and they had to go back and print out something else. I think this is the thing that we need to make it easy for people. Just put our differences aside, get it online to assist the public, for public to enjoy what sort of services that can be offered. I think in terms of challenges as well, I would also highlight the issue of human resource. I think I always mention that in order to become smart city, you have to become smart bandaraya dulu. Betul tak?
Yes.
Kita nak bagi orang happy, kita nak bagi orang enjoy our smart city. But if our mindset is not to that level yet, we still practice manual procedures, we still do manual practices, we still impose to the public, you need to go to the counter here and there. We should look at what other countries has been doing. For example, like OSC, they have something kind of OSC in Australia, where you do your submission until it's been approved, you don't see anyone. Basically, you're just submitting documents, getting it approved without even to see a single person. That will actually not only be efficient, but actually reduce the risk of corruption and things like that. So I think it's about time that we have to bite the bullet. We have to really get ourselves together and really think seriously about this digitalization of the government services, especially at local authority level. Because we are down there, we are at ground zero. You look at Indonesia, I think the usage of Internet of Things ni dah banyak. In fact, I can also share some statistic which I think is positive. The number of online transactions for MBJB in 2022 is 779,203 online transactions being transacted for payments for MBJB services. That's a positive sign because that has collected about 431 million of revenue for MBJB in 2022. In 2023, as per June 2023, there's already 252,978 number of transactions online being transacted for MBJB services. And I have collected 236 million. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying here is, this is a justification for the government to really invest very seriously into digitalization. And of course, there's a lot of ways of creative financing, as been mentioned by Dr. Raslan just now. We can do PFI, we can get public to also fund, we can work on OPEX model rather than a CAPEX model kind of approach, so that our cash flows can be focused on other infrastructure projects which the public needs to do. So I think this is the time that we have to be smart in terms of our approach to being a smart city, is to actually change our attitude, change our mindset, and let's work together to establish the goals set. So thank you very much, Moderator. I hope that covers my session.
Okay, thank you, Dato Noorazam. So probably through the smart city, we try to reduce the manual signature. Not only Dato Noorazam, they have to sign 5,000 every week. And also to other president and mayors, and also the yang report to city council. And now we shift to the last round, round number 3. And I start my word with we have to accept that now we are in the age of digitalization. We have no choice. And now our time, in the short time, we have to go to the, what you call, using the word by the Prime Minister, harus beranjak ke hadapan. And so what are generally the way forward, the critical way forward that we think crucial, significant, and important to make sure the success story of the implementation of smart city agenda, not only Johor, but the whole Malaysia. And Dr. Karl, what are generally the key strategies based on some obstacle, challenges, or initiative that can effectively accelerate public sector digitalization?
Okay, thank you. So earlier on, I think I did mention about My Digital. Memang ada very clear target in terms of digitization for the government sector and also for the businesses and also as a country as a whole, right? So Malaysia ni, we are very good in setting targets, vision, blueprints, strategy and whatnot. Tapi I think the challenge for us is implementation. You know, how do you get things done in a faster and the most cost-effective way, right? So we look at this. The question is how to, right? Number one, it's we do have challenges when it comes to data sharing, integration, interoperability, because existing systems needs to be integrated, right? So the challenge here is how do you get the various systems to be standardized, creating a common platform so that we can work together, right? Fortunately, I think there's a will to do this. For example, last year we have approved a national data sharing policy at a national level. There's also a public sector data sharing policy. So with the whole idea is providing certain guidelines, policy and directions in terms of how to implement sharing of data across various different levels within the government and also private sector. That's number one. At the same time, I think the other strategy that we need to pursue aggressively is the collaboration between private sector and the public sector when it comes to adopting innovative solutions, right? With the right business model. The private sector has shifted a lot into the OPEX model, right? Whereby the platform providers absorb a lot of the costs, but they provide these services over a longer period of time at an affordable price, right? The government sector needs to slowly focuses on this, and then they can't do it alone. That requires different councils at the state level and the federal level to work together to co-invest in a platform or at least support a particular platform, right? One example, as earlier on mentioned by our Dato Bandar is like parking, right? We don't have a common parking solution, right? So if you go to certain states, the state probably would have it for the state level, tetapi when you come to Johor, it's different. You do not know how to park, and sometimes some of the areas, have a coupon system, some of them don't, some have digitized using a certain platform, right? So why can't we have a common platform whereby if a particular solution has been implemented in Johor, JB for example, right? This solution by right should be able to implement in other kawasan without having to go through the same process again and again, right? So I think that is key to be able to accelerate this and to create a more conducive environment for collaboration, right? No doubt, memang kita ada, a national technology a sandbox and so forth. But the challenge is, how do you bring this innovation and to bring it across the nation in a fast manner so that the rakyat and the businesses can benefit from this innovation, right? So that's essentially what I feel is required.
Okay, forward. Thank you, Karl. Now, Dato Ridha explained what the duty of to achieving the smart city agenda is not only the state and local level, but I think it's need called the obligation from federal. So, Mike, we have clip from federal. And then certainly there are many initiatives done at the state Johor level. Probably there are some other anticipation of the measures or framework design for state of Johor to integrate public sector digitalization, especially to support to accelerate the overall agenda of smart city. Dato. Please. in terms of the measures and framework.
Thank you, Moderator. The Johor Smart City Blueprint 2030 has already outlined 29 policies, 54 strategies, 111 initiatives, 119 implementing agencies, and 124 target indicators to make Johor City smart by 2030. But before that, let us see first. Let us understand the steps needed in developing a smart city. First, we must have excellent ICT infrastructure and foundation. And this means we must include 5G and maybe artificial intelligence, AI. Next, we must also building up our physical and digital security. Do we have that capacity and capability with a limited budget, as what I mentioned before? The third one, then we need to leverage on public-private cooperation. And final one, what we will have is the value by having completed all that 3 steps. Value can only come when all data is being integrated and all agencies share the same data. So yes, we need policy here. I think the most important policy that really need is to introduce a Johor open data policy. This policy will address issues related to inter-agency data integration, and we need to have a framework or policy which allows data to be shared under a platform which is secure. And then the other policy needed is on the smart digital infrastructure to facilitate the construction of tower structures and digital communication services. And this policy must support services for digital infrastructures for quality broadband services. Thank you, Moderator.
Okay, thank you, Dato Ridha. Now, from my langkah ke hadapan, so you have discussed about the smart partnership. So probably you have another point to add in relation to the smart partnership that probably we can call it as one of the key drivers in achieving the smart city, in achieving or to increase the public sector digitalization. Dr. Raslan.
Thank you, Dr. Moderator. I just have 2 acronyms to share with the audience as a member from takeaway from our deliberation. One, what we call FASC. FASC stands for funding, infrastructure, regulatory, skill, and technology. These are 5 elements we need to always remember in terms of addressing or implementing smart city. First, because without funding, without infrastructure, without regulatory aspect and skill and technology, I don't think we can achieve what we want to have. That's one. Second, back to 3C, back to collaboration. We need co-creation. This is very, very important. When we talk about co-creation, that means co-creation not just among the public sector, but also together with the industry and the civil society and also community at large. Co-creation is key element where everybody can complement each other in terms of delivery our services to the rakyat. Third is back to champion. We need champion. I still recall during my old days in the area of introducing ICT in our country. We have our lovely Prime Minister who championing the ICT agenda for the country. I believe the current leader also fully supporting and believe with this agenda. We need champion not just at that level, but we also need to have champion at local government and also community level. We cannot rely only one champion under federal or state. We need also champion at our community level. Because I still recall in the past, we need top-down and bottom-up approach where leader play very critical role in terms of providing guidance and motivation among the society at large. Because without champion, I don't think we can deliver this, because no single effort can be delivered without any guidance and cooperation with others. That's the 3C I want to stress. Back to collaboration, co-creation, and champion. I think this is a very short acronym or formula. At least this can become our not formula for economic development per se, but entire implementing and also realizing our smart city agenda. Thank you very much.
Okay, Dr. Raslan and Haji Ahmad, in terms of how to overcome the challenges, and you can explain the experience of Sarawak agencies, the SDEC or other state agencies, on the collaborate and how we can Sarawak line their effort, especially at the context of data sharing and to reduce the digital skill gaps in terms of the government agencies' human resources, and also probably with the people of Sarawak.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Okay, talking about the digital skill gap and the supporting, what do you call that, the state government in upskilling and reskilling the workforce. The state government agencies are working together through providing consultancy services such as digital and analytical consultancy on digital economy, leveraging on industry partnerships and expertise to provide relevant trainings and latest technology services, offerings and conducting knowledge sharing to identify the pressing issues and shortfalls. The state government play an important role by bringing together the government bodies, the industries, the education institution together to define the talent development policy and regulation to support to build up on the ICT community. The state government entities such as the Ministry of Education, Science and Technological Research or MESTER and Center of Excellence, CENTEX, are focusing on the formulating of the needed courses and endorsement criteria to formally endorse the courses needed. Universities, training institutes, living labs, digital innovation hubs will be the delivery vehicles to run these academic and certification courses. Living lab and digital innovation hub can be utilized to offer hands-on practices needed to help to reinforce the training. Civil servants and industry professionals can attend these courses to upgrade their ICT skills for better career on the ICT industry and join the ICT workforces. Online e-learning portal can also be a channel to offer these ICT professionals with more flexible and self-paced training. One of the challenges will be the limited ability of the local service providers to be able to support the smart cities initiatives at the initial stage. Many service providers are inexperienced, while others do not have the financial capability to undertake large digitalization projects. However, mentorship, training, and business opportunities have been given to them so that these local service providers can grow, increase their know-how, and create high-income opportunities in Sarawak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Technologist Ahmad. Now, the last panelist. So your voice is very important. And probably Bapak Dato can generally explain your success story, probably in terms of the partnership with the other stakeholders. In particular, probably you have partnership with the citizens in implementing, although sometimes it's just a small innovation on smart city. And also I give you opportunity for you to list out the wish list of local authority represent of another 154 local authorities in Malaysia, your wish list to, especially to federal level, because I come from the KPKT, where we can help some of the wish list of the local authority. Please, Dato.
Thank you, Moderator, for actually appointing me as if I'm the chairman of all local authorities in Malaysia. I think that's something that I'm actually very much happy to actually say that that's where we are at this point, in terms of local authority. We are not a green field in terms of being smart city or doing smart initiatives. I think we have done a lot of initiatives which actually allows public to access, enjoy services. And for Johor Bahru, I would, maybe if you go to my booth later, you can see that we have this JB portal, which actually integrates 116 layers of data in terms of GIS, which public can access from 114 to 86 level of information that they can see. And they can look at land use, what's the planning zone, even local ahli majlis punya area, punya statistics, and put in any kind of information that they can use for them. And besides that, I think we have our eye traffic system, which is being accessed by RTM to do traffic announcements every time they are on air lah. Dia pakai MBJB punya. So on top of that, we are also moving towards establishing ourselves as a safe city. Because it's always the connotation that being Johor Bahru is not safe. I mean, this is what the story say, that don't come to Johor Bahru, it's not safe, there's a lot of crimes. But to be fair and to give confidence, at this point, I'm just being open, we only have about 100 CCTVs inside our city. This is Johor Bahru. But by October or November, we hope to establish 500 AI CCTVs, which will actually be linked to a command center in our building in Menara MBJB. And this initiative is not just done by MBJB. We are doing this concertedly with Iskandar Putri, Pasir Gudang, and also Kulai. Meaning to say, there will be about 2,000 cameras within the greater Johor Bahru area. To me, that is actually some kind of a success story at this point, that we are getting somewhere in comparing ourselves to Singapore, which has more than 200,000 cameras within the small island. So I think what we are doing, trying to do, is positive, but like you say, we need a champion. We need the government to believe that this is something that we need to invest to and get the right technology.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to technology, there's thousands of technology. We can actually buy technologies or rent technologies, but it doesn't make, the only thing is getting people to use it and getting people on the same page. To us, this is a challenge for us to actually be doing sharing of information macam you sebut tadi, and also be getting everyone to put their differences aside and to establish a common ground in terms of policy.
And your last point on the top wish list of the local authority, Dato.
The top wish list. To me, if KPKT or the state can actually sit down with us, guide us, we will also share what we need to do with all BBTs and provide us a reasonable sum of budget, but not to force us to accept some kind of system which does not work at our level. But to understand us and come up with a platform which everyone can interconnect. Because like I said just now, we are not green, we are already brown. We just need to connect together and establish common ground for public to access and for us internally to make decisions based on information, data, and also improve our efficiency. So that's basically my last point to cover. I know there's 3 minutes left, I can see. So that's basically my last point, and I hope that I think through this Smart City Forum, we can actually, this is a start to better things for us to have better understanding on how we should move forward from the highest authority down to the local authority at the ground level and to the public. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yang Baik Dato' Noorazam, our last panelist. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the session with 3 rounds of discussion. It's quite difficult for me to list out again, but some key takeaways from this high-level dialogue on how to accelerate public sector digitalization and digital economy in smart city. Number 1, on the common ground. And number 2, on the, starting with the common ground, and we need the common understanding of the agenda of smart city. And the second, on still continuous discussing from not only more than 5 years, it's more than 10 years in the context of Malaysia in terms of the data sharing. So although we have technology, software on API, but still in the process by certain agencies for us to share the data, and at the end we can share through the probably single platform at the local level, state level, or at the federal level. As said by the Dato' Noorazam, probably Greater Johor Bahru, not only JB but involved Iskandar Puteri, Indok Kulai. So probably we need one platform in terms of digitalization that involve the public service delivery to the people, to the other stakeholders. And other points in terms of the common area agenda. And we also get the point in terms of the how to reduce the digital gap, especially in the rural area. I think there is one question from the participant in Slido, but we have, I'm so sorry, because we have no time to answer. And in terms of funding, Dato' Ridha, Dato' Noorazam addressed that it's not only the duty of state and local authority, but also we agreed, generally agreed. Dato' Noorazam generally agreed. Probably at the federal level, MAC, MDEC, KPKT, need to see this more serious to, I call it, to accelerate the implementation of the smart city, especially in the context of public sector. And other critical success factor in terms of funding, probably there are other models other than public sector KPACs and a model from PI5 model, and there are many example practices, especially at the local authority level in Johor Bahru, in Penang, in Kuantan, that apply the model of PI5 in the context of the implementing some initiative on the smart city or smart agenda. So Kuching also, you generally quite advanced in terms of the, you have master plan since 2008, and you implement it in 2009. There are certain policy enablers and measures that have been addressed by the Kuching master plan on smart digital. And I'm so sorry, we can elaborate in more detail. And now we go to the end of the session. I would like to take this opportunity to once again thank you to our distinguished panelists, and we give a big applause to our panelists. And allow me to conclude this session with one Mahatma Gandhi quotation. He said that the future depends on what we do in the present, and the time for action is now, although we missed the yesterday. And in Johor style, we say that, ayo Johor, luaskan kuasamu Johor, in implementing the agenda of smart city. And in the end, we hope to mobilize the Johor towards a smart state immediately, or in the middle, or in the future. That's all today. And once again, thank you for the attention by the participation. And I end with the session with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you once again. Thank you so much to all our panelists, panel of speakers, and also, nevertheless, thank you so much to the moderator, Yang Berusaha Town Planner, Dr. ALIAS RAMELI, the Director General of PLANMalaysia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to express the deepest gratitude from the organizer, next I would like to invite, with great pleasure, the representative from PLANMalaysia, Yang Berusaha Puan Amna, to come on stage to present the mementos to our moderator and our panel of speakers. Please welcome. Raslan bin Haji Amdan from Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation, Chief Technology Officer. Next, presenting our next memento to technologist Dr. Raslan Ahmad, Senior Vice President of Malaysia Industry Government Group for High Technology MIT. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, to Yang Berhormat Dato Haji Mohammed Noorazam bin Dato Haji Osman, Mayor of Johor Bahru City Council. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have wrapped the first session of our forum today. So we're going to have a group photo with our moderator and our panel of speakers. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have wrapped our first forum on day one of the Johor Smart City Forum 2023. Once again, thank you so much to our panel of speakers and our moderator. Once again, really, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for moderator and our speakers. Terima kasih. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have wrapped our first session of our forum, where we are featuring more than 70 speakers and also more or less about 70 exhibitors taking part on our Smart City Forum, Johor Smart City Forum 2023 this year. All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing our necessary preparation for the official launch ceremony, which will commence shortly.